Welcome back to the bar. This is your favorite good girl, number one.
I'm the favorite good girl, number two.
We're the best moms ever.
So I don't know. I think people are going to argue with that one, even though I think it's true.
We're rebranding, okay? Everyone gets a rebrand every once in a while. So we're rebranding.
Sounds good to me.
We're the good girls. It's the good girl club.
Wait, I don't think good girls have fun.
No, I don't think they do either. When I'm talking to my electrician in New Orleans, every time I tell him something I need and I explain why I need it, he goes, you're making a bad girls club down here. I'm like, yes, I am. It's really cute. He's funny. So it's the good girls with a slightly bad alter ego. How's that?
That sounds good.
That's fine. That's
good
fine.
with me.
Are you wearing a shirt from Dance Moms?
Of course I am.
I know. I really feel that I should try to dig some out. You make me feel bad.
You know what? It gets difficult.
I bet.
Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I don't have anything.
And you should be ashamed of some of the stuff you kept.
I know. Shut up.
Where did you?
I can see why you didn't keep any of yours.
Oh shit, no. Mine are bad. Where did you wear this?
It was in the dressing room at the studio. So I don't know. It didn't show me in it upstairs. It just showed me in it downstairs. So
got it. Oh yeah.
When we were sitting looking at the schoolgirl costume.
I had on that purple shirt or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was a pickup? I wonder if that scene was a pickup.
I don't know, because they didn't show us in this any other place.
Yeah.
It was the only thing I had.
Oh, what you drinking?
Well, that's a Diet Coke.
Oh, that's boring. Well, this is.
Do you want to know what my drink is for the day?
Hold on. I just have to show you. I have tea because I'm not feeling great. I have water because my throat is dry. And then I have my special drink. So I have so many liquids.
What's your special drink?
Oh, my special drink. I made a creamsicle.
Ah, that sounds good. What's in that?
Well, I made it up. It's just vanilla vodka and some
orange soda.
And orange soda. It tastes like a creamsicle.
Good. Yeah, I would like that.
Yummy.
I think I've made that before, actually.
Yeah. I sometimes feel like a teenager when my parents are out of town, like the shit I try to concoct in my kitchen. I'm like, this tastes good.
I struggle. Wait till you see what I have today. I have not tasted it yet. I'm going to do the taste test on air here.
On air.
Well, I'm like you. I have water.
Okay, good.
And I have a Diet Coke.
Great.
And I have this. Don't know what it's going to be like. Okay, look, it looks like milk.
Ew.
It is petite wine specialty coconut. It's a blend of white wine with rich coconut flavor. I don't know.
Look at my face. I don't think I'd like that.
I got it at Aldi's.
Oh.
I was shopping at Aldi's. And I saw it and I thought, oh, that looks different. And I like coconut. So I thought, I'm going to try it. I mean, it was easy. I didn't have to do anything but open the freaking bottle and pour it in my glass. So it might be totally disgusting. It looks like
milk.
It looks like milk. And coconut and wine together sound kind of disgusting, but
yeah,
we're going to try it.
Everything about that sounds sus. Your coconut wine from Aldi's. All right, let's see.
From Aldi's. That's the worst part of it. Let me see what it tastes like. I'm afraid. It smells good.
All right.
It's actually not that bad.
Oh, whatever. I've seen you try to drink rubbing alcohol when you had no other choices. I don't know if I trust your flavor palette.
Do you like coconut?
I don't love coconut.
Oh, well, it tastes like coconut.
Yeah, I'm not a coconut lover.
It's definitely coconut. It's pretty good, actually.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Let me switch from my chai tea. Let's try my creamsicle. I have to be careful. I have a school meeting here soon.
I've made those. I actually like
them. It's delicious.
Yeah, I actually even like regular vodka with just orange soda.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Yay. Yay. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? Patreons. Oh my God. How dumb are we? These are all of the people who went over to patreon.com/backtothebar and they subscribe to our ultra exclusive Patreon party, where every week they get special content such as our after party. They have video content. They have exclusive, never before seen photos and videos. All kinds of fun things happen over there. So we have to say thank you to Kylie, Rev, London, Amber, Livia, Brianna, Amy, Alyssa, Allie, Daniel, Veronica, Samuel, Sunny, Mallory, Leanna, Ryan, Bethany, Kaylee, Taylor, Laura, John Corella. John subscribed. Yes.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Lady,
funny.
Caitlin, Shelby, Anna, Allie, Madison, Marianne, Leanna, Julia, Katrina, Molly's banana clip. That's funny. Caroline.
Banana clip. I love you.
Lizzie, Stephanie, Deb, Taylor, Katie, Palmer, Elisa, Emily, Natalie, Lindsay, Sam, Avery, Megan, Alan, Sandy, Faith, Leah, Lee, Sarah, Joanna, Sophia, Sarah, Ann, Lydia, Alicia, Charlotte, Zamaya, Julia, Aurora, and Laura. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for
I
joining us.
love the banana clip person.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It is.
I was in the grocery store the other day and I was buying hair bands and I looked and they had
a banana
clips. Yes.
See, I told you.
They're coming back. I know.
They're
Kelly.
coming back.
Everything.
And some of our fans messaged me that and said that they're coming back.
They're making a comeback. I mean, maybe.
Because of me. Because of me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That was my next sentence. You took it right out of my mouth. Oh. All right. I don't know. I think that's it before we need to get into the episode. I don't think we have any catching up to do. We have lots to chat about on the after party, but
let me just say that I loved this episode because I don't think I say more than 3 words.
I hated this episode.
I love it. I love it. And the other thing I love is that you have to narrate it.
Yeah,
so
go
ahead, girlfriend.
I know. This was a terrible day for me.
Easy week for me.
Well, we're in season 2, episode 4, and the name of the episode is No One Likes a Bully. I couldn't agree more. That no one likes a bully. Yes. So the episode opens up in Pittsburgh, and I have to point out, and I think it was around the time that this song came out, but they have a really bad sound alike of Bringing Sexy Back playing as they open the show.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I'm like, what is this? So I think the editors have a lot of fun.
We're a little cheesy. Yeah.
So we open it up in Pyramid and we're just going to start off with a bang because we're heavy in the middle of red plastic rhinestone crap, including a red rhinestone headband.
Cheers, my coconut milk.
Yeah. So we get the infamous girls get in here, because those girls are they're just scattered about. They wouldn't be waiting with bated breath or anything.
We've probably been sitting there for 3 hours waiting.
Exactly. Waiting outside of the door. So we all walk in, us shoeless, and the girls all look really adorable. They must have got some new dancewear this week because they've really stepped it up. They looked cute.
Oh, you think? I didn't think Paige looked cute today.
Oh,
she's always cute. That yellow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought she looked cute.
Yeah. It wasn't my favorite outfit, but she's
well,
always cute.
Yeah.
I liked Chloe's, that pink one. Yeah. I remember when we got those. We all got those. Me too. I love those.
Those were cute. Yeah. They actually, I think that was the brand that they modeled at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the girls all look adorable, per usual. And of course, the moment they walk in, Abby just starts on them. There's no celebration. There's no anything. There's no congratulations. It's Paige.
The first thing I have wrote down, Paige, you messed up the leap section.
Paige, you messed up the leap.
Of course.
First words out of her mouth. Not this dance was stunning. We won. Just Paige, you messed up the leap. Then there was a grand jeté issue with Kendall because her hips were not in line and she has to learn how to cover those things up. Question though for you. Later on, we hear Abby telling Chloe that she's not a choreographer. So if Kendall tried to put her hips to the corner, wouldn't that be trying to be a choreographer instead of just doing it the way Abby gave it to her?
Probably.
I'm just putting that out there. That's all I'm saying. And Nia, you did a great job. And Nia is trying not to smile when she says this, but then Abby delivers a really Abby-esque backhanded compliment. She says, you did not pull my eyes negatively, but you need to start
pulling it positive. Yes. Like God forbid she'd give a compliment without a dig,
Nope. No.
Oh, well.
Kelly, you did not pull my eyes negatively. We learned this week that we are going to Hollywood Vibe, and like the name Hollywood Vibe, there are going to be some Hollywood judges. They're going to be from LA and New York. And these are people who are looking for the next big thing, the next star. And we
be in a commercial or a show. We need to bring our A game.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't see anybody there.
No.
Like that, did you? I don't remember. I don't
And
know why she made such a big deal about that.
I think because Sean was friends with the owner of Hollywood Vibe. John said that Hollywood Vibe like allowed us to film there.
Okay.
But I don't know, but there was a lot of like, these are it. And then we cut to me in an interview with a really weird bang situation going on. I have like this little weird bang roll. And I say that she is putting an exorbitant amount of pressure on small children. I don't even know why I bother to say shit like this because it's the same every week. Like,
exactly.
I'm wasting my breath.
Yep.
And we move right on to Pyramid. And she starts with the bottom and she just kind of waves her hand in front of it. And she goes, this, I'm not even going to discuss this.
Okay, but what I like is she already gave Paige, Nia, and Kendall like the things for on the pyramid. Then she has to go back and do it again and give them a little more negative.
Right,
a little more negative.
Just to tell them twice why they suck.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So she's not even going to discuss this, and we get a shot of your face. You're just annoyed.
I know.
And then, of course, Paige.
Well, I think I was annoyed because she wasn't showing the first picture, and I thought it was Brooke. And I thought, oh, she's just being a bitch and won't even uncover Brooke's face. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's
I think totally that's what everybody thought.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, Paige is next. And I honestly thought that she was going to be like, Paige, you're here by default because you share DNA with Brooke and your mother. But Paige doesn't apply corrections, which Paige made a mistake. It wasn't that she didn't apply corrections. Whoops. And so she needs to work her way back up the ladder. Nia,
she's never been up the ladder.
I was just gonna say, Kelly,
what the hell she need to work her way back up for? She was never up there.
Paige is holding the bottom of the ladder. She's like, I got it.
She's the base.
Then we have Nia, and she says, you have been working hard, but you need to fix your technical issues. And then we go to Kendall, who is still on probation, and we get a very dramatic reaction from Jill. Oh my God. And I actually was laughing when I saw that shot of Jill, because when people ask about how long Pyramid took to shoot, I always give the example of you can be standing there for like 5 hours and you can be like, oh my God.
And that's the only thing they show.
That's the only thing they show.
Yeah. You can sit there smiling like a cheese ball the entire time you're standing there. And the one time you do, that's like with Brooke. They always show, she could be sitting there enthusiastic the whole day and they'll show the one time that she yawns.
Yeah.
Or is picking her teeth or something.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree more, but I was dying when they showed Jill doing that because I'm like, I wonder if she really did it then. She probably didn't. And then in the interview, Jill says that this whole probation thing is making her crazy. You've only been on probation 3 weeks.
I know, like 3 competitions.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then Kenzie is next, and she's really excited because she's moved up the pyramid and she's really proved herself in her apples dance and her solo. And did you see how cute Chloe was reaching around being like, yay, Kenz! Like, congratulations. It was really cute. Melissa's obviously happy that Kenzie's up the pyramid as well.
Yes.
And then Maddie's next, and Abby goes, I thought you were great. Oh, well. I guess you need something to work for.
Great job in the group and the solo.
I guess you need something to work for, because she was like so irritated that Maddie didn't win. And then she's like, and I'm going to read this. I'm going to give you a dramatic reading of Abby unveiling Chloe at the top of the pyramid. She said, Chloe had to be on top of the pyramid. She was the overall high score winner. And that's usually the person in the key position. And then she goes, well,
stay there.
Well, she stay there. She said, well, you did something out there to make your mother cry. She said, I don't want you to make me cry. I want you to make me smile. And I was thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure when Chloe won, you cried because you were crying because you were upset. And then I go on in my interview and I say, I bet this is hard on Melissa because Chloe's above Maddie. Again, this is the 2nd week in a row. And then I say,
you said ice cream for everyone again. You said that again. I was shocked.
I think it was
2 weeks in a row.
was it the same shot though, or the same clip? Did they use it twice?
I don't know, but you
I
did
thought that
say it
was
last
really
week.
weird.
Yeah.
I need to go back and see if it's like the same
Outfit and stuff.
soundbite. Yeah. It was so
Yeah.
weird. And then we get assignments. Chloe is given a solo. Maddie's given a solo. And I'm telling you right now, this episode was really eye-opening for me because there's so much distance between when it happened and going back and rewatching it and knowing everything I know now. It's so obvious what's going on in this episode, which I will give you my perspective of. But we had to have Chloe and Maddie both do a solo again because we couldn't leave the last showdown with Chloe winning. So we had to do it again. But then I think it was bullshit, not just for the reason that Paige isn't in it, but it's bullshit that Chloe, Maddie, and Kendall have a trio because these two have a solo and a trio.
Yeah.
Why do two kids have three dances?
Yeah.
Like when Paige and Nia and Mackenzie are sitting there.
Only have a group dance. Yeah.
Like, okay, so why don't you do a trio with Chloe, Maddie, and Kendall, piss you off about the Paige thing, give Paige a solo, give Nia a solo, and call it a day? Why are you giving Chloe and Maddie solos and trios? I personally, and we have talked about this, of course you want your kids to dance. Of course you want to see them like on TV, but that kind of stuff is also really hard because it's too much.
Yeah. Like I was actually going to say that, like whenever Paige didn't get the trio, I think Paige was kind of like almost relieved because she was like, that's one less dance I have to learn this week, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they really and truly felt that way. Like it was kind of like, when you got a solo, it was like, oh my gosh, it's just one more thing I got to learn.
Well, and
more practice I got to go to.
And you knew that the pressure was going to be on you in some reason, like some way. If you didn't have a solo, you kind of had a little bit of a
week of break. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we see shots of Paige, and she's obviously like, when they say a trio, because she's waiting to say who the third person is, you know, Paige thinks it's going to be her, and it's sad to see, you know, but I know it's coming. So, I mean, I know it's coming because I've already lived it. Yeah. And then Jill's thrilled, of course. She's like, yes. And in Paige's interview, she says that she's been in this trio since she was 4. And this is so wise of Paige. Abby is mad at Brooke and my mom, and she's taking it out on me. Paige,
which is so true.
Yes.
It's so true. It's exactly why.
I know. Yeah. Then Abby tells Kendall, I want to see if you could hang with Chloe and Maddie. I thought, but Chloe sucked, but okay. All right, great.
But the thing about that is like, they hang with them every week in the group dances.
Exactly.
Like, so I don't understand why they have to prove themselves. Like they do a dance with Chloe and Maddie every freaking week and do it the same way. They do it the same way. So like, I don't understand.
Kelly, I don't understand 4/5 of this episode. There's a lot of contradictions happening.
Yeah.
So you say in your interview, you're not mad. You know, it's just to hurt you and Paige. And you are. And you weren't mad. Like you were just kind of like.
Yeah, I could have cared less.
Yeah. But I mean, I was upset, I think, because I don't know.
Because you knew the purpose of it was to hurt Paige. I mean, I could have cared less if she was in the dance or not. But the reason that they pulled her from it was, I think, mean. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So then Abby talks about the group being a contemporary lyrical. It's going to be art on stage, and it's all about a bully. Now, I think this little clip of Maddie's really funny. She goes, now the dance is all about a bully, and I've been bullied on the bus, and I've seen bullying at school. I just thought that was funny. I don't know. It's cute. And then Abby tells us that someone will be portraying the bully. And I absolutely love this clip of Holly. Because Holly,
oh my God, this is my favorite line. It's my favorite line.
Go ahead. You can say it then.
It's ironic that Abby chooses bullying with her method of teaching. Like, seriously? Like, Abby should have been the lead of this dance.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And she says that Nia is the bully. And when she assigns Nia the bully, the kids all crack up. The kids crack up because Nia's not a bully.
None of them are bullies.
No, they're not. But it's just funny. And then Abby says, you have to act. And Jill's like, she has to act. Because Jill's like chiming right in, you know, like
Well, the one thing I have to say is they knew that Holly was not going for this bully role.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was no way that Peyton could have been in that dance and been 4 foot taller than everybody else and not been the
bully. Yeah.
So they knew that going in, that Holly was going to have a fit about the whole bullying thing in Onia, because it would have made no sense to have Peyton in it and be
45 feet taller than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, she would have to be the lead or it would look ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. Holly just looks flat out annoyed. Like she just looks annoyed. But we do hear from Nia that she's happy to be the star. And then Abby tells us that we need to see you be big, strong, tough, and nasty. And Nia's making like all these like mean faces. And Holly tells us that she's happy that Nia has a featured part, but not being a bully. Which
again, I agree.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you finally get a good part or a featured part and you're portrayed to be mean.
Don't worry, down the line, Chloe's the one who shoots everyone in the street fight. She shoots Maddie in the school shooting. So we all get shitty parts.
Exactly.
So then Abby tells us that we have more news. And she said, we all assumed that this picture was going to be Brooke, but it's not, because she always has a trick up her sleeve. And I just want to say, you and I both know that there could not be a more true statement from that woman. She always has something up her sleeve and it's never good.
Absolutely.
Never good.
Absolutely.
There's really dramatic music. Jill rolls her eyes, which I have to say I like Jill in this part because she's really funny. Abby tells us that she needs someone strong and tough to go up against her bully. And then we immediately get a flashback of a crazy bully screaming, and it's Leslie. I think she's scarier in black and white. I'm just saying. So then Abby reveals Peyton. And I want to just point out that when Peyton comes in, our kids are the nicest damn children. They run to her, they jump on her, they hug her. They're so excited. Like our kids are never jerks to anybody who comes into that studio ever.
No.
They're so excited. So then we see Peyton in the interview and she tells us that she's 14 and she's been dancing for Abby for the last 4 years. And she's excited to be here. Jill wants to know what she's doing there. Is she going to take Hayes' spot? And she hates the whole idea of Peyton being there.
I didn't understand that though. I thought Peyton was there to take Brooke's spot. I didn't think it was like to take over Kendall's. I didn't.
Yes.
And they didn't make it that way.
No, Kelly, I totally agree with you. And I think that was their intention. But I think Jill just was like, oh, wait, no, somebody else is on probation. She must be here for Peyton. And they just went.
So they just went with that lead or whatever. But I think it was originally Peyton just coming in to take Brooke's place.
Exactly.
And I had no reaction to it.
So they didn't care.
And I could have cared less. Like Brooke didn't want to be here. So I'm assuming you would have put somebody else in.
Right.
And so I had no reaction and Jill did. So that's why they went with that storyline.
Yes, I do agree with that. Abby tells us that Peyton needs to prove herself because she's on probation as well. And then we get these interviews of Abby. God.
Her voice?
Yes.
Oh my God. It was terrible.
Kelly,
yeah.
No
like
one
two
was
or three of them.
her
You couldn't even
voice.
understand. Yeah.
Because she
used to always do deep voice, Abby.
Deep, and she,
Abby, deep
and
voice.
And then she.
Oh God, are you gonna puke? Coughing up a lung over there.
She always stood up like this, and they be deep.
I could barely even understand her.
Well, we do kind of decipher that there's only one spot without Brooke, which that didn't make sense. And Kendall and Peyton both want the spot because Kendall kind of already has a spot, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it made no sense. There's 2 spots available now. The one that Kendall's in and the one that Brooke has open.
And the girls are rehearsing and we're upstairs. And as we're upstairs, I'm explaining like the history of the trio. You know, I'm like, they've had it forever. And Melissa chimes in undefeated, which I actually really appreciated that.
Yeah.
And you were like, yes, they are. And I said, I think it's really rotten that Paige is pulled. But Jill doesn't think that she's being replaced. In my interview, I say that Jill is Pollyanna because she just wants everyone to have a turn. And I said, okay, great, but not with the trio. Like the trio is kind of sacred ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we cut back to rehearsals, and Abby is working with Nia and Maddie, and she's telling Nia that you need to shove her forward. You need to shove her. And Holly's looking annoyed, but then Abby,
Holly's just sitting there brewing,
stewing. And then Abby in her super creepy voice, I actually have the voice underlined and starred. She's talking about news coverage, how there's always bullying in school. And then we go back to Abby in the studio and she's like, push her. And Melissa goes, she's going to have to kick somebody too. And then Jill goes, pull Kendall's pigtails. And Holly is literally spiraling. Like she is spiraling. And she's
like, oh, no, Nia isn't doing this shit.
She's like, nope. And she's like, I got to step in. Sometimes the dance mom has to step in, and she's not allowing Nia to portray the bully. So she walks in and Abby goes, what? And Holly says, I have a huge problem with this. And in her interview, she says that I have a zero tolerance policy at school. And she wishes there was a zero tolerance policy at the studio.
Don't we all?
Died.
Don't we all?
That was
I vote
beautiful.
for that too, Holly.
There wouldn't be a studio. Abby wouldn't be able to contain herself.
Nope.
So then Abby's rolling her eyes and she says, finally gave you a special part, kid, and your mom's taking it away. And she goes, Peyton, you're the bully. She goes, you get a featured part, your mom took it away. Not me. I hate when she does this shit. She does it
because she turns them on the parent.
Because
which
she
is
can't,
so wrong.
She turns them against the parent, but also she can't stand up to the parent. So she turns and picks on the kid.
Yeah.
And then Nia goes, well, I guess it's okay because I'm really not a bully. And then Holly tells us, I don't want her to have that part. Like, I want her to have a special part, but not that one.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go to rehearsal and we're back in rehearsal. Nia's not the bully and they're working on the group dance. And Abby really she's starting on Chloe. You can tell she's starting on Chloe. And then she says, I don't know why your mother says you don't have confidence. You're the cockiest kid I've ever worked with. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?
She's an idiot.
You're the cockiest kid I ever worked with. And you can see Chloe like.
Like, I don't know how they allowed her to talk to the kids that way. Well, I mean, she says that shit to my kids every freaking
wait
episode.
A minute. Let's go on because there's a lot more. And then I have some thoughts about all of this. And I say she's bullying. And then she goes on to say, she's talking about Chloe in front of her. And she just doesn't have a brain in her head. And Chloe starts crying. And then you see me saying, I have to pick my battles. Because if I walk in there, I knew it was going to be World War II. And I say, she's an evil bitch. Abby says that Chloe's just ignoring what she's saying. And I'm like, oh yeah, Chloe's just ignoring you. Because she just likes to cry. She doesn't want to correct anything. But then you hear from Chloe in an interview and she says, she's upset because she doesn't understand what Abby's telling her. She's like trying to do it. Instead of Abby correcting her, she's berating her and belittling her. And then Abby's telling her, you're not the choreographer. Why are you changing that? Instead of being like, Chloe, straighten your leg.
It was a bent leg. Yeah.
Yes.
She was using a bent leg instead of a straight leg. Like,
yeah. And then she's saying,
end of the world.
You're at the top of the pyramid. You need to suck it up. The next kid is on speed dial to come to the studio. So here's what I want to point out about the scene that really struck a nerve in me. First of all, it's very hard to watch. Abby was doing this to Chloe because she was pissed off that Chloe beat Maddie the week before. That is why Abby is doing this.
She does it because, just like she's doing the shit to Paige because she's mad at me. She just always like takes it out on somebody else. Like,
yes, she is pissed off that Chloe won. She knows they're going head to head. So what's she going to do? She's going to with Chloe all week to make sure that she is rattled so that she loses this week and all can be well in her life. Mm-hmm. That is what she is doing. And when you go back,
she does it the entire show every week.
Yep. And she picks a new victim.
Yep.
Picks a new victim. You can see it even when she was like, you're at the top of the pyramid. You could tell she was mad. You could tell that she was just going to pick on her. Yeah. You know, like, you're the cockiest kid I know. One thing I can say, Chloe's 21. She's been through 150 years of school. She's had 7,000 teachers. I have never heard a teacher say anything, but she's the nicest kid.
Yeah. I haven't either.
And here's this asshole.
Never have I heard him say my kids are mediocre either.
Yeah, exactly. So then we switch to your house. It's dark.
Yay.
And the girls run in and they hug Brooke and they tell her that they miss her. and they're all piled up on your sofa and they start cheerleading. So
Nia was hysterical. And then Paige,
2, 4, 6, 8.
8. We appreciate. Nia's like, Nia.
And the kids are like, we miss you, Brooke. And they're hugging her. And they're like, are you sad about competition this weekend? She's like, no, I'm going to a football game.
Yeah, exactly. Not at all.
No, not at all. So that's all we see of Brooke this episode. That was easy.
Yeah. Well, no, then they're like, Nia was asking her if like the teacher was as mean.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes.
Stuff.
Yes.
Brooke's like, yeah, no, she's nice.
Yeah, crazy. They were like, what? People are nice out there? We don't even know.
I thought it was cute, Brooke, when Brooke was in her interview and she said she missed the girls, that they're like her family. Yes. And they really and truly were all like family. I mean, they were together like 24 hours a day. And they really were like family.
Absolutely. They still to this day will be like, well, those are like my sisters, even though they don't see each other forever.
Yeah.
They'll be like, nobody else gets what we went through.
Yeah.
So then we're back in the studio and Chloe and Maddie are both rehearsing their solos. And we just get different interview sound bites of both of them, basically saying that they're both ready for the challenge of going up against the other one. And then we're back in group rehearsals. And Abby says that Peyton is doing fine and she's a leader and she's taking Brooke's spot nicely. And she's wearing a headband.
Oh, yay.
We haven't had a lot of cocktails, so drink up. Drink up, drink up.
I can only drink a little sip of that.
Yeah, is it getting weird?
It's milky.
Ew. So then Jill is upstairs. She is stirring the pots, okay? Jill is up there and she's like, it's amazing that they're all different ages, but they're all the same
all the
size,
same height.
Except for Big Peyton.
I mean, she was like huge Peyton. She's big. She's big. Not just older, she's big.
She's a biggin. And then we meet Leslie in her interview and she says who she is, but then we go right back to Jill harping and she's like, Peyton is big. Kay fits in. Kendall fits in. Peyton is big. Yeah. And then
I do agree though.
Yeah. I mean, it's really obvious when you look down there and you see them all lined up. And then Leslie says, well, I think she's better in this style. Sorry. And then she says she deserves to be here and Peyton's better for the part. And I'm sitting literally like dead smack in the middle of these two that are starting to kind of argue. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I have that wrote down.
Yes.
You like are the middleman.
I'm the middleman. And Abby says that she doesn't know Jill well enough to know how she's going to handle Leslie, but she does know Leslie and Jill better get a baseball bat.
Exactly. I love how Leslie just always brings up that she's been there for 4 years. Like she deserves to be there because she's been there for 4 years. I'm thinking to myself, 4 years? I've been here for like 36.
But don't worry, at coffee, she's going to tell us we shouldn't be there.
Exactly. Or why do we come back?
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Jill reminds us that Kendall did make the group first and Peyton did not make it. And it must have been for a reason. And they're arguing and Jill says something like, well, you said to Abby that you have to find a spot. And then Leslie is like, well, why would she listen to me? And Jill said, well, you say that you have her ear. And Leslie's like, I do have her ear. And that's where I'm kind of like sitting back and forth watching this volley. And I'm like, ooh. And then Jill says that she's concerned because Leslie is desperate. And then she says, she's a big bully, not just a bully. And then Leslie goes, more person to watch.
Yeah, definitely. She definitely stands out.
Yeah, she sure does. So now we cut to the trio and Abby tells us in her interview, and this is just some foreshadowing, that a trio is hard because of spacing. Okay. Trio is hard because of spacing. And then she goes,
like I said last week, that we do our interviews afterwards. So Abby already knew that the spacing was off. And that is why. Yes.
And then just real quick, she says, Paige is running the music. This is going to become an issue in just a moment. Abby tells us that she says, Kendall's doing a good job and she doesn't know if Paige would have been better. And you see a shot of Paige and she's really sad. Like she looks sad. That's the only word you can use. Mm-hmm. And we're upstairs. And that's when you realize The Paige is in there running the music.
Well, Leslie pointed it out to me. She made sure to be like, oh, what's Paige doing? And then she's like, Kelly, Paige is in there running the music.
And then you go, that's bullshit. And it is.
It is. I could have cared less about them having a trio and Paige not being in it. It was the fact that she was rubbing it in her face.
Yes.
Abby was rubbing it in her face and torturing the child. Like, let her go sit out with all the other kids. Why does she have, why wasn't Nia running the music or somebody?
Nobody ever runs the music. Gia
exactly.
does.
Exactly. Yeah. So why was Paige in there running the music?
To feel bad.
Just to torture her. Yes.
And then that's what you said. Why would you do that to a 10-year-old kid? It's just wrong. And you said it's just to hurt her. And it is. I mean,
it is.
There's
100%.
Nothing else around that. And then Abby starts kind of dancing with the kids. And that's when Leslie says she loves it when Abby's dancing with the group. And we start mocking it. We're like, what if she dances on one ankle? And we're like, that ankle
I don't think I can hold her up.
And we're like,
but you know what? And people say, I know people watching are probably like, they're such bitches for saying that. Like, they're making fun of her. But you know what? Like, you have to realize that we listen to her downgrade our kids, our children, every day, 100 zillion times a day. So sometimes when we say mean things to her, I mean, we know it's mean, but sometimes you just can't help yourself because, you know.
And also the audience sees about 1/10 of what she's saying.
Exactly.
And we're sitting there and we're listening to it and we're like, that's why I'm like, she's
and they hear every bad thing we say.
Every bad thing.
They see 10% of the bad stuff Abby says and all of the bad stuff we say.
All of our bad stuff.
And take out all of our good stuff.
But Leslie does say that she wants to see Abby do a straddle leap. She's like says it in the background. And I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, that would be good.
And now we're off to coffee with the moms. Leslie invites us all to coffee.
You want to know her underhanded motive.
Yeah. And I also want to know what is up with that black thing I'm wearing, but we can skip past that. I can't focus on it. But she's really excited about Peyton dancing with the team. I'm skeptical. Leslie is like, this is so frustrating. She starts picking at you like, why are you here? Why do you bring Brooke to the studio if Abby tortures her? Why do you do that? And like you answer her.
She was like, why do you come? If Brooke wants to cheer, why are you still coming? Well, because I have 2 kids.
Right.
And one might want to do cheerleading, but the other one still wants to be at dancing with her friends. Yeah. So that's why I'm here, because I have 2 kids.
And guess what? You don't owe her an explanation.
Exactly.
And that's what I tell her.
None of your damn business.
She comes on to me next. Then why you, Christi? Why are you here? And then I literally wrote, why do I owe you an answer? And then I realized later in the scene, I say that. And Melissa's like, Leslie just likes to be in charge. I'm like, that's just called bossy or nebby. She wants to know everything.
Didn't you just want to say to her, Leslie, like, we have a contract?
Yes.
And yes. At that point, and I don't know if she ever did, but Leslie did not have a contract to be on the show. We did. So we had to be there. It wasn't like we could have the option to not.
Which was why.
But we couldn't say that on film.
Exactly. And then it always made us look like assholes. Like, oh, we like the abuse.
Yeah, I want to come have my daughter be abused. No, thank you. I just have to come because I have a contract.
So then Holly walks in. We ask her about the bully dance and pulling Nia out as the lead. And she says that Nia was upset, but it wasn't like not a big deal. She talks about how Nia doing the bullying part was perpetuating a stereotype. And then Leslie chimes in, well, it's just a dance. And Holly does say, but it's not just a dance. It's part of my identity and it goes beyond a dance.
Exactly. I mean, Holly was a principal of a very prestigious school.
Yes.
Like, I don't think they would really have appreciated that. You know, I don't think they were crazy about the whole
dance moms
thing to begin with, you know?
Right.
So I agree with Holly.
Yeah.
But did you notice when Holly came in, Michael Pizza is in it again? He's sitting. When she walks in, he's sitting on a computer laptop behind her. Yeah, Michael Pizza has like a lot of
cameos,
airtime on.
Yeah, I hope they paid him. All right. So then Holly says that Leslie's very opinionated. Yes, retweet Hall. And then Leslie starts on me again, and she's questioning what kind of a parent am I if I allow Chloe to cry and I keep bringing her back. And then she says, it doesn't bother me when Peyton cries.
Okay, but I want you to remember that.
Yes.
Because And when she comes back in a few episodes and Peyton's crying, it's a different story because you've actually been in the episode for a week and you've seen why our kids are crying. So then it bothers her. But right now it doesn't bother her because she's not really part of anything yet.
No. And she tells me to go somewhere else. I remain very calm, but I just wonder, since her and Abby are so close, I wonder how Abby would feel to know that Leslie's trying to get rid of some of her paying customers.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we're down to one day before the competition. And in the dressing room, we have the costume reveal. And again, it's funny whenever we have a controversial costume, how we have to have like a big reveal with the girls coming in and like on parade on the middle part.
We never did that. Did that. I didn't think that costume was that.
No, it wasn't
bad.
No,
it was a skirt and their shirt was tied up, but normally they're in a bra.
Right. It just felt a little, it didn't feel like it fit the dance. It felt like more like Britney Spears, like if they were doing like a hip hop something.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I said, this is Prostitutes, the sequel. I promise you, I did not say that. I promise you someone asked me to say that because I did not think these costumes were bad. Leslie's like, why are there holes in tights? And then Abby says, well, I'm having Peyton portray like the trashy, bad, mean girl. But Leslie starts schooling Abby on the differences. She's like,
the difference between a bully and sleazy.
That's a sleazy. She's not a sleaze in some strip joint. Well, wait a minute, Leslie. 2 seconds ago at lunch, you just told us that whatever Abby tells Peyton she has to do in a dance, you just tell her to shut up and do it. She's good with it.
Exactly.
But now you're saying that you don't want her being a sleazeball in a strip joint with those ripped tights. So which one is it? Yeah. Maybe if she doesn't like it, she should leave.
Exactly. She don't have a contract.
Exactly. You can walk out.
You can leave. We can't.
And then Abby, of course, turns to the kids and she's like, I don't care what your moms say. We're doing this, 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 and this, and this. And then Jill's like,
how about
hold
Jill?
On a second.
Yeah. I need this dance to be good. I need this dance to be good. I have a lot at stake. Yeah, my daughter's still on probation, man.
So Jill has a lot at stake. She needs this to be good. And then we hear that Maddie needs her hair up in 2 high ponies. And she specifically says high ponies.
High, yeah.
So that the kick me sign can go on. Okay, we've all heard it. We arrive in St. Louis. Do you remember when we were here? We had literally no time whatsoever to see anything.
I remember us going to the arch. It was like dark.
And we made them
like ran out and
took a picture.
Yeah.
We screamed
I remember,
so that they could jump out and take a picture, but we never went on the arch.
Yeah, we literally ran out, took a picture, and ran back to the bus.
That's how it always was. People were always like, "Oh, you were everywhere." No, we would go
exactly.
From
my
hotel
kids
room.
Say that to me all the time, but because people, we've been so many places, you know, because every weekend we went somewhere different on the show, and my kids don't even know half the places we went because you know what, you never saw anything. You got there, you went to the competition and you left. So
we saw some mediocre hotel rooms is what we saw.
Exactly.
2 stars.
Exactly.
2 stars.
But I do remember us taking a picture at the arch.
Yes. So then when we're walking into the competition, the girls are wearing their pink coats. They look so cute.
Yes.
And we're in the dressing room and immediately there is screaming about the importance of this competition.
Yep. Even the people putting you on stage, they are working at a talent agency, probably.
Yes, because that's how that works, right? Because listen, if they're working backstage at like Hollywood Vibe,
dance competition,
in St. Louis, and they're working in a talent agency, they're answering a phone there, and they can't do shit for you anyway.
Exactly. They're not the connection you want.
Exactly. And then she tells us that not only does she have 2 kids on probation, but she also has 2 moms. Jill probably feels superior because she's been here for 3 weeks. And Jill does.
Oh no, Peyton's been there for 4 years.
Correct. But then this is one of my favorite montages of this episode because we see Leslie helping Peyton do her makeup. And she's like, I need you to get your leaps higher. And she's like, I'm trying. And she's like, try harder. I'm like, okay, her legs don't do it. And then.
Well, they're both going back and forth. It's like, and Jill's like, go over that trail 100 times.
I need you to know it. I need you to know it. I need to know that you know it. And she's like, if you do the trio well, see that $20? It's yours.
I couldn't believe she did that. Do you think they told her to say that. But how about Maddie? She's
Maddie's
like, we don't like,
hilarious.
usually do those things.
She goes, if we bribe, it's with ice cream.
Yeah.
With
Funny.
the moms, we bribe with wine. Listen, even if they told Jill to give her $20, like they've told us to do stuff where I'm like, I am
I
not
would be
doing
like,
that.
no, I am like bribing my child with
If
$20.
she can see that $20, it's yours.
It's yours.
And it wasn't even a 20, it was two
It was
tens.
2 tens. Yeah, I noticed that.
And they kept giving us a close up on it. Oh, I was crying. It was so funny. Abby's still talking about probation, and Jill tells us that she really wants off of probation. She's saying this to Kendall, and she's like, and go out and show her why she picked you. Show her why she picked you. So the trio, all of a sudden, like the trio, we cut, like they're in their polka dot dresses. It's in the room, and we're getting ready to go.
I just have to say, watching those two go back and forth, like fighting over this spot, was like totally hysterical to me because I just wanted off.
I know.
And like they were like dying to get on the show. And I'm like, just what do I have to do to get off of the show? And they're like dying to get on it. I'm like, why would you want to do this?
Well, I think that was always our question when people would watch it and then they'd come
why
on and
would
they
you
were like,
want to put your child in this position?
I'm like, you signed up for this shit.
Yeah. After seeing what like it was like.
Yeah.
Because if I saw it before I would have signed a contract, like I would not have signed up for it.
No. I would think that show would have never happened if somebody had to sign a contract after the fact.
Yeah.
So they go out to the stage for the trio, and Chloe immediately, there's dramatic music, and Chloe is a mile away, Abby tells us, when they sit down on the stage. And both Jill and Abby are like buzzing about it. But it's obvious when you're looking, there's a microphone.
There's a microphone sitting there. Yeah.
There's a microphone right in the way. Now, had Chloe sat closer to the microphone and bumped it in some way, she would have been an idiot.
She would have been in trouble for that. Yeah.
Right. Use your brain, move over.
No, yeah. No matter what, Chloe would have been in trouble.
Yes. So it starts off with them like lip syncing to some music. And then we have a record scratch and it turns into some like Beyonce type song. Meanwhile, this music was the most musical theater song ever. This was not the music to this dance. And it looked stupid on TV with this music.
Yeah.
It was terrible with this music because I thought the dance was cute. I mean, was it the most outstanding dance ever? No, it was fine. This music made it horrible. Like they're in old-fashioned dresses.
Yeah.
Dancing to Beyonce.
Yeah.
With like little moves. After the trio comes in, Abby walks into the dressing room and she says to Kendall, I was going to order your sweatsuit, but then I saw that foot. And Jill is pissed and she's mocking it in an interview and she tells us she's angry. But I want to point something out. When I watched that dance, Kelly, do you want to know the first thing I noticed? When they each came out and like when they stood up, first of all, the minute they stood up and backed away from the microphone, Chloe was totally fine with spacing. She just moved over for the thing. But when Maddie did her battement, her foot was so sickled, it was unbelievable. I could not believe that they showed that or Abby didn't say anything. But that just goes to show Abby never pointed out anything she did wrong.
Yeah.
And so it was so funny to me because I wasn't even going to mention it. I saw it and I was like, oh, it's not worth mentioning. But then when she says to Kendall, I saw that foot and it was terrible. I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you point out Maddie's foot? Like she would just never. So then in my interview, of course, Abby says something to Chloe like, oh, you're spacing, blah, blah, blah. But I point out in my interview that Chloe made a good choice because she didn't sit on top of the microphone. And had she sat on top of the microphone, she would have been an idiot. So it was going to be wrong no matter what. And then Abby tells us, no, that's when you go in the audience as a parent ahead of time and look at where things are.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
But now Abby doesn't even want us at the competitions, but now we're supposed to go check out the thing. I thought she was the choreographer.
Now, and if
she should have went and scoped out the thing. Could
you imagine if she caught me in the audience making Chloe look at the stage and pointing out all the microphones there? She would have ripped me in half. She'd have been like, she's not smart enough to know that. I say the pressure is on. Chloe's starting to panic. And I say that Abby did that to Chloe. And it's so obvious that she does. She knows how to whip each of those kids up into a frenzy, whatever their trigger points are.
Yep.
And she knew
knows
exactly
Yep.
how to make Chloe upset before she danced. Abby, in her interview, says that the trio was disappointing and it's time for the solos. And Chloe and Maddie better get their head in the game and figure it out. And Maddie tells us that she's nervous because she wants to beat Chloe and get back at the top. And when she steps out on stage, you can see Melissa stressed out in the audience, which I thought was kind of interesting.
How about Abby?
I know. I have that
Sitting watching with
too.
her mouth open, catching flies.
It's hilarious the way she watches her.
She
She's
always
like,
does that.
Just,
Yeah.
like, okay, Abby, it's like kind of has creepy vibes. You might want to settle down with that. Melissa cries, and Abby tells us that Maddie was an absolute pro. Now she tells
seasoned
us
professional.
Seasoned professional.
She was a seasoned professional.
And then she says that Chloe better dance her ass off. I thought we didn't talk like
Chloe
that.
has a lot. Well, you say Chloe has a lot riding on this.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this costume.
Oh, I do too. Oh, so then Chloe's in the dressing room and she's getting ready to go out. And Abby calls her over and she like whispers to her, like, I gave you the solo because you deserve the solo and you better dance well. Like it was just not a pep talk. Like, don't talk to her if that's the way you're going to talk to her. It's one thing to get on top. It's another thing staying on top. Mm-hmm. And then Chloe says, Miss Abby always says that everyone's replaceable. I really hope that she's not talking about me. Oh, kid. She's so talking about you.
She talks about all of them.
Yeah.
She'd love to replace all of us.
Yeah. And then Chloe did her solo. And I actually think Chloe danced very well in this dance. And I thought last week, Maddie danced better than Chloe from what I saw on the show. I don't know because I didn't watch the full dances, but what I saw, I thought Maddie danced better. This week, I thought Chloe danced better than Maddie. Maddie kind of like let go of some of her turns. I thought Chloe held on to hers. So it's interesting that the results were different because I actually thought Maddie was better last week and this week.
I liked Maddie's dance last week. The jazz routine. I did like that last week.
I say that I was so happy with her performance and I don't know why she gets in her head. Well, I'm going to think the reason she gets in her head is because Abby.
Yeah.
And then Abby tells us, well, I saw things she did wrong. Otherwise,
I saw a few things she did wrong, but nice
otherwise,
job.
not nice job.
Yeah.
And then she walks in the room and says, how do you think you did? And Chloe goes, good. And she goes, good. And then she goes, group dance, and totally skips over her altogether. Mm-hmm. And then Chloe said exactly what I was thinking. She's like, I really wish that Miss Abby would give me attention like she gives Maddie for her solo. And I think they all feel that way.
Absolutely. That's what I used to complain about all the time. I could have cared less if my kids had a solo 90% of the time. Like most people wanted their kids to have solos. I could have cared less if my kids had solos, but when they did have a solo,
be nice to them
or should have build them up, paid attention to, like work with them. If nobody works with you, you're not going to get any better.
That is so obvious when you're watching it. And that was always our argument. And it's like,
I don't think they portray it that way. I think they make it out like that I'm not speaking for you, that I think they make it out that I would like die to have my kids have a solo. And I think it's so unfair that my kids don't have a solo every week. I never wanted my kids to have a solo because it was just more pressure. But when they did have them, I wanted them to have a costume like everybody else in the group did. Everybody, like Chloe said, pay attention to me the way you pay attention to Maddie. That fairness is all that I was ever asking for.
That's all anybody was asking for. And that was always, if you listen really to our complaining, it wasn't about Maddie. It was about Abby's treatment.
But I think people portrayed it as it was about Maddie.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that really wasn't the case. Like it wasn't. So then we are getting ready for the group dance. And I just have to point out that we are using your toupee tape to tape up our socks. Yes. Your little trick.
I love that.
And then Jill peeks her head out and goes, what color
shoes? Like dumbass. I love Abby. She's like, black socks, black shoes.
Yeah.
Like, common sense, Jill.
And then I'm talking about the mayhem in the dressing room. I'm like, things are crazy. I'm like, Maddie's pigtails are all askew. It's just sheer mayhem. Leslie starts running the dance with Peyton and she tries to make Paige do it. She's like, Paige, get up there. Like she's the Abby.
Yeah.
And then Abby says, were you a dance teacher in your former life? And Leslie's like, no, I'm just running it with her. And she's like, she's 14. Let her go. And I do agree here with Leslie. She's like, I am allowed to talk to my daughter.
Exactly.
Like, you are allowed to talk to her. And then I hate this. Abby gets it right in Peyton's face. And she goes, if you don't know it yet, you're never going to know it, with a smug face. Like, why do you have to be a bitch to Peyton? Leave her alone. Take it up with Leslie. If you have a problem with Leslie, take it up with her. Leave the kid out of it.
I love when they go to Peyton's interview and Peyton says Abby should butt out.
Yes.
Like she should.
I loved that. I do. And Peyton gets a lot of shit in this episode for, like, you know, the comment that comes up.
Yeah.
But I think Peyton's 100% on the money with that one.
Yeah.
Abby needs to butt out. But and Leslie really is being bossy. She's like, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. And they're like, we need to rehearse. And I don't think she realized that they held numbers for us at that point. Like,
yeah.
You know, and Holly's like, if they aren't ready to go on stage, it's not going to make a difference. And Leslie's like, well, if they miss their call time, they're not going to get to compete.
We're on a TV show, Leslie.
Yeah.
They aren't going to like not have us run our number. But I love that her and Holly were arguing. Like Holly was like standing up. Like, I love that.
Abby says, they're not going to hold the number for you, Leslie, but they'll hold it for Abby Lee Miller. And it's my name. It's my reputation. And I think, I don't know why I chimed in here, but I was just like, oh, for God's sakes, it's not just your name. It's their names too. It is.
Yeah, it is.
When they're standing on stage, it's their names. They have a name too. And I think that that's why I started to get pissed off at this, because she always made it that she was the star and the rest of us were just minions. And I'm like, bullshit. These kids have a name too. And she goes, no, Christi, when they're on stage, people are like, those are Abby Lee's kids. And as they're walking out, she looks at Chloe and whispers to her and she says, she destroys you. Which again, talk to me. Yeah. Don't whisper things to my kid. And that's when I scream at her, don't you talk to my daughter that way. And then she says, look at the way you act. Be a role model.
Be a role model.
Wait a minute. All I was doing was standing up for my kid. Don't talk to her that way. So that's the way I act.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Chloe?
Don't tell her she doesn't have a brain in her head.
Yeah. Or you're the cockiest kid I ever met.
That's a good role model. Yeah.
Or your mother's destroying you.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to look at her and be like, hey, Chloe, I am being a role model because I'm standing up for what's right and wrong.
Yeah. I just have to say that I love that I have not said a freaking word.
I know.
This whole thing. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I know. It's a really good feeling, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. That's why I was glad I wasn't in the trio.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to fight.
Oh, I also do say that Abby's the worst role model here. I mean, yeah, I think all evidence supports
I think
that.
Everybody would agree with you.
So then the group dance goes on and it's called What Comes Around. First thing we see is Abby talking about when Maddie and Peyton are walking on. Maddie's ponytails are too low, and then the sign is stuck in her hair. And then she's all worried about that. That's the only thing she could focus on. She couldn't even enjoy the number because she was just worried about that the whole time. And then Jill tells us that she loves to watch them dance, but this one just didn't stick with her. And she didn't think that Peyton pulled it off well.
Peyton was 8 feet taller than everyone.
But the whole time Jill is saying this, they're playing circus clown music in the background. And I don't know if it's because Peyton's supposed to be like the tall circus freak or Jill is like a weird circus freak, but listen to it. It's insanity. I cannot believe the underlying like things that they put on this show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Leslie,
how about Leslie thinking Peyton deserves a sweatshirt?
I know. She goes, oh,
this is her first time here.
Abby walks in and the first thing she does is she says that the dance was screwed up with the sign. And good for Leslie, because I was going to say this. She points out that Melissa screwed up the pigtails, because I guarantee you, if that was me putting the pigtails in wrong, it would have been my fault.
Yeah. And but when Abby came in, Abby said that Peyton did the sign wrong.
Yes. But she said in her interview, the pigtails were too low. But she never said boo to Melissa about it. Never a word. Leslie brings that up and Abby completely dismisses it. After Leslie says Melissa's pigtails were too low, Abby tells her that Peyton needed to correct Melissa's mistake. And then that's when Leslie says, no, Abby, I thought she was fabulous. And Abby's like, are you saying no to me? And then Abby says, I thought you were okay, Peyton. And then she says, how do you think you did? And this is when Peyton says, I thought I was better than most other people on the stage, like all around. And Abby was like,
yeah, I was surprised that Abby got offended by that.
Yeah.
Like she was appalled.
Yes. She's like,
But
so cocky. Now, if Peyton hadn't said that, if Peyton would have been like, I don't know, I was okay. She'd been like,
yeah,
oh,
then
you're
she
okay.
would be like, you have to have confidence.
Confidence if you want to be on this team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Peyton didn't back down. She goes, that's how I felt performance wise. And Abby goes, And she's like, I am appalled. I can't believe that a 14-year-old would act like that in a room full of amazing dancers. I'm like, who's the amazing dancers? I didn't know that there are any of those here.
Because it's none of us.
I was like, hold on. I just see a bunch of mediocre dumbasses without a brain in their head. Wait, who's amazing? So then,
well, where's one?
Leslie thinks she feels that everyone feels that way when they dance, but Peyton just was coerced into saying it, which again, I don't disagree with Leslie there. You know, Peyton was put on the spot. She said how she felt, just like we both said. If Abby had asked Peyton and she would have been like, oh, I don't know, it was okay, then she would have attacked her for that. So she wasn't winning no matter what she said.
Yeah. Like if Brooke was 14. If she would have asked Brooke would have said, you know, I think I did okay, you know, like whatever. And then Abby would have definitely said, you need to have the confidence. You need this. So
you're the leader.
Yeah. And that was when she would say, like, do you want to be mediocre? Like, you're fine with that. So no matter what Peyton said, she would have been in trouble. But
yep. Absolutely. So then Abby does say that the girls have a nice camaraderie, which I do agree with. Then Leslie turns it into, she goes, oh, so everyone else was perfect but Peyton. I'm like, oh, I don't know if she said that. But I mean, look, I would never stick up for Abby, but it was just funny that Leslie said that. And then Abby says she doesn't need to critique anyone else. Peyton already did it for her.
Yeah.
And then she said it's going to take her years to regain their trust again. And she shouldn't belittle others. That's her job. No.
Yeah.
I don't think that's your job. I think
no,
that's how you choose to do your job.
Yes, just like Holly said.
Then we go to awards. I just want to point out, even though my dress is cold shouldered, I did like my dress this week. It was a cute dress, like with the turtleneck, and it was cold shouldered, but it fit really well, which you never got a shot of it fitting well because I was kind of like scrunched up in the corner. But it was like one of those dresses that was cut nice. So every time you walked, it was a cute dress. I did like it. Abby tells us that she's really nervous in awards, and we see them counting down the junior awards, and Maddie wins. And Abby says that Maddie was the best thing there, and Chloe didn't even place. And Abby's kind of gloating about that. But Kelly, Chloe wasn't in the junior division. She was in the intermediate division, and she won.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, God.
But we had to be like, Maddie's the best thing there. Chloe didn't even place.
Well, it's kind of like when my kids does solos and they don't even show them.
Yeah.
Like, and Brooke used to win all the time, but we
never
didn't get to say it.
Nope. Then the trio doesn't win. And you're actually relieved because you love that ours is undefeated. Yes. And the group didn't even place, which I was actually really surprised that group didn't place, because when you watch the dance, the girls danced well in that number. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't love the number, but the dancing was good. Then
I thought it was good.
Yeah. Abby tells us she doesn't know if the judges just didn't get it. And she comes
maybe they didn't like the holy fishnets.
Maybe. The minute Abby comes in, she can't wait to tell Chloe that she blew it, and getting to the top of the pyramid is hard, but staying there is harder. I say that she doesn't say those things to Maddie. You know, they show them hugging, Maddie and Abby, and I say, but there's no favoritism. Abby tells us that Peyton has an overinflated ego. That's funny because they've been winning. Peyton joins the team and now they lost. But Leslie just chimes in with, but can she dance again? And Abby's like, I don't know.
Oh, we'll see.
And she's like, I'm not concerned about what she did on stage. I'm concerned about her dressing room behavior. Peyton's sassy little mouth may have ruined it. So Abby leaves.
Meanwhile, it's Brooke's coming back. She knew that, like, you know?
Yes. Abby leaves the room, which I always loved when Abby left the room. It's always so glorious. Holly is explaining to Leslie that, you know, Abby is offended by the way what Peyton said, and Leslie interrupts because she's pissed, and she tells Holly that she's pissed, and she's like, you don't accept a 14-year-old's apology. I start to argue, and Leslie said something about she shut me down, and I'm like, you didn't shut me down, which I don't even know what that was about, but we were bickering. Then Abby comes back in and she's like, I can hear you in the hall. I'm talking to a friend. And I'm like, you don't have a friend.
I
What are you talking about? And then Leslie says she's upset. Abby says Peyton has a smart mouth. And then she says, you need to dig your fingernails into her back and tell her to shut
her mouth. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Take your fingernails, dig them in her back, and tell her to shut up. Who says that shit? Seriously, who says that stuff?
Remember when she used to say you need to put a thumbtack in between their shoulder blades?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. So then Leslie blames Abby, and Leslie says, shame on you. And you see that Peyton is crying in the back. And that's the end of the episode. Here's this may be a hot take or a controversial opinion, but I'm just going to say this. I think did Peyton say what she said? And was it like, oh God, I can't believe she said that? Yes. But I don't think Peyton is a bully, like in real life. The kids liked Peyton. She was always nice to them.
Yeah.
She's a nice kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt bad that she kind of got this bully edit, and then it goes on. It's going to go on the whole time she's there. And honestly, like she came on, she said something that probably shouldn't have said, and it like went downhill, like she's 14. Like she made a stupid choice to say something on TV. I didn't like this episode. I didn't like it because it was clear to me like how Abby was manipulating Chloe's like emotions. I didn't like the shit she said about her. I thought it was hard to watch. It made me sick to my stomach, but I'm going to say this was like a 4 drinker for me.
Oh, okay. Mine was probably just a 1.
You didn't even have a drink. You didn't even need one.
Well, Paige didn't get to do the trio, and she made her sit and torture her, like sitting, doing the music and stuff for them. So that was hard.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I mean, and when I say that, they only show it on the show that it was for 2 seconds. That was for like
hours. Sure.
Yes. Of her sitting in there being tortured, not just a second.
Yeah.
So I would say a 1.
All
but
right.
I loved the episode because I was like barely in it.
I know.
My kind of episode.
I love when I'm barely in it. I have no idea what next week is. I hope I shut my mouth.
I don't either. I think Brooke comes back.
I think we burned her pom-poms.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even remember burning her pom-poms.
Oh, I do. Because I had a brand new pair of boots on and I was stomping them out and I got plastic all over them, like burned plastic. I was so pissed. Okay. Top of the pyramid or bottom of the pyramid for outfits. Any bottom of the pyramid outfits?
I didn't like my black thing I had on in pyramid.
I don't remember what you had on.
I mean, it looked better when it had like the boots and stuff on with it.
Oh, yeah.
But since we aren't allowed to wear our shoes, kind of ruined my outfit. I hated that.
You used to stand there and you're like, my shoes are part of my outfit. When you take my shoes off, it totally
changes the look of the outfit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Do you remember used to be
I used to get so mad.
You're like, roll in a runner. We'll stand on the runner. And she would not allow a runner in.
Yeah.
She wouldn't allow a runner.
No, because she wanted us to look like idiots on our bare feet.
Yes. Yes. All right. Top of the pyramid for outfits.
The only thing I liked of mine was I had that tan, like satin suit on. Yeah. You could only see the jacket. You couldn't see the bottom, but it was cute.
That was cute.
You liked that?
I liked my black
dress.
Yeah. I don't love a cold shoulder look, but I did like that dress. Okay. What about, favorite lines of the episode?
I liked Holly's when she said, it's ironic that Abby chooses bullying with her method of teaching.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Good.
I
don't have one yet.
I liked, and the only reason I like this is because like she eats crow later on is when Leslie says, I don't care if Peyton cries.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're going to be eating crow later, honey.
For sure.
And I liked when you said she's an evil bitch.
Oh, she is an evil bitch.
Yes.
I liked when Jill said, she's not just a bully, she's a big bully.
That was pretty funny.
I mean, oh my God. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I felt like that one was a downer one for me. Well, I'm glad that you're good. No really fun things to talk about, but I don't know, maybe in the after party. All right. Yes. Well, we will catch you in the after show. Have a great week, everyone.
Okay.
See you
Talk to you
next
later.
time.
Bye.
Bye.